All right, welcome. Today, we're going to crack open a really powerful machine learning technique that's all about finding the hidden themes buried inside huge piles of text. Let's jump right in.
So you're probably really comfortable in the clean, orderly world of databases, right? Where everything has its perfect place. But what happens when you have to deal with data that's, well, not so neat? I'm talking about emails, reports, customer reviews, articles, all that messy, unstructured text.
And right there, that's the heart of the problem, isn't it? On one side, you've got your structured data, perfect for those SQL queries we all know and love. But then you look at that mountain of documents on the other side, you can't just run a group by on that to find out what people are talking about. So, what do you do?
Well, this is exactly where a technique called topic modeling comes into play. Think of it as our secret weapon for bringing some of that database-like order to the chaos of raw text.
And that's really the big question we're trying to answer. How can we get a computer to sift through, say, a library's worth of documents and tell us what they're generally about, without a single person having to read them all one by one?
Basically, topic modeling is an algorithm that does that discovery work for us, automatically. It's what we call unsupervised, which means we don't give it a list of topics to look for. Nope, it finds them all on its own, just by spotting which words tend to show up together over and over again across all the documents.
The whole idea is actually pretty straightforward. You just feed it a whole bunch of documents, the algorithm crunches through all that text to find those repeating patterns or themes, and what it spits out is a set of topics. And these topics are really just clusters of words that belong together.
Now here's a really key idea to grasp. A single document is almost never about just one thing. It's usually a mix of different topics. So a news article might be, say, 60% about the stock market, 30% about government spending, and maybe 10% about international markets, all mixed together.
Okay, so let's pop the hood and see how this thing actually works. One of the most popular and powerful algorithms for topic modeling is called Latent Dirichlet Allocation, or let's be real, we all just call it LDA. This is the engine that makes all the magic happen.
And this is where it gets really cool. How does it just know? Well, the truth is, it doesn't know anything the way a human does. It's all statistics. LDA has no clue what the word government actually means, but it's brilliant at figuring out that the words government, budget, and billion tend to appear in the same documents a whole lot.
So LDA is part of this family of AI we call unsupervised learning. And that word, unsupervised, is everything here. It means we aren't spoon-feeding it examples. We're not giving it documents that are already neatly labeled. We're just dumping in the raw text and saying, go find the interesting patterns for me.
It all hinges on this one simple but powerful idea. The whole model is built on this two-layer assumption. Layer 1, every document is just a mixture of topics. Layer 2, every topic is just a mixture of words. The algorithm's entire job is to look at the final documents and work backward to figure out the most probable topics and words that would have created them.
And this is what you actually get out of it. LDA doesn't give you the topic name stock market. It gives you a list of words like company, shares, exchange, market, earnings. Then it's our job, as the humans in the loop, to look at that cluster of words and say, okay, that looks like it's about the stock market.
Okay, but wait. Before we can unleash an algorithm like LDA on our text, there's a really critical prep step. We have to remember, computers don't understand words. They only understand numbers.
So that means we've got to figure out a way to turn all of this rich, messy human language into a structured, numerical format that the machine can actually work with. So, how in the world do we do that?
And the answer is a model that sounds kind of funny, but is super effective. It's called the bag of words model. Just imagine you take a document, you throw every single word into a big bag, and you just shake it all up. All the grammar, the word order, the sentence structure, it's all gone. All you care about is which words are in the bag and how many times each one appears.
Here's how it works, and it's actually really simple. You start with your text. Then you do a little cleanup. You get rid of all the common, low-value stop words like the, is, and an. And finally, you just count up the frequency of all the important words that are left.
Let's make this real with an example. You take a sentence like, the company announced quarterly earnings. It gets turned into a simple count of its key words. Then, that count becomes what we call a sparse vector. You can think of it as this huge list of every possible word in your vocabulary, and it's almost all zeros. But you put a 1 in the slot for each word that shows up in this specific sentence. And just like that, text becomes numbers.
Okay, so we've talked about the why, the what, and the how. Now let's get to the really good stuff, the payoff. Why should you even care about any of this?
Right. After all that theory, what real-world problems can you solve with this? What kind of amazing insights can you actually pull out of your data?
Oh man, the possibilities here are massive. Imagine sifting through thousands of customer reviews to automatically discover if the main complaints are about battery life or customer service. You could automatically sort a giant library of research papers into their proper categories. You could track what's trending in the news or on social media. You could even just organize all your own company's internal documents to make them way easier to search.
But you know, at the end of the day, the real game changer here is scale. A task that might take a team of people weeks to do manually, reading, tagging, organizing, you can now do in just a few minutes. You get this incredible high-level view of everything in your text collection almost instantly.
So, I want to leave you with this one thought. Think about all the unstructured data you deal with, the emails, the reports, the customer feedback forms. What valuable, hidden themes are just sitting there right now waiting for you to discover them?
And that's our deep dive into topic modeling with LDA. Hey, if you got something out of this explainer and found it useful, please hit that like button, share it with someone, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.